global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Happy Democracy Day to us all. While we're looking at democracy in holistic form, of course, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu have made a speech, and Nigerians are reacting everywhere. But Peter Obi also have also decided to also make his speech, and if, of course his speech is causing a lot of reactions as well. My colleague is in the house. Let's quickly run through what Peter Obi said very quickly. Then, of course, we look at holistically what he meant, and my colleague and I will look at the future, how it pertains to Nigerians, especially those living in Nigeria. And Peter Obi has voiced strong concerns about Nigeria's democratic process, claiming that the country has deteriorated into a state of classical state capture. And the Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 general elections stated these in a statement to mark Nigeria's Democracy Day celebrations and reflecting on the nation's 25 years journey towards democracy. Obi questioned whether Nigeria has truly upheld democratic principles. Now, according to him, while the transition in 1999 seemed promising, the country has since shifted into a system where governance benefits a select few, leading to widespread deprivation. He stressed that true democracy should prioritize the welfare of its citizens, uphold their rights, ensure that laws are respected, and hold leaders accountable. Now, his words, and I quote, "The consequences of not being a true democracy have led to leadership failures that have resulted in uncontrolled systematic corruption, high levels of insecurity, lack of freedom of speech, increasing poverty rate, and unprecedented levels of hunger and hardship, which remains unsolved and are growing geometrically." Now, true democracy should be people-oriented, where the rights of citizens are respected, the laws are obeyed, the leaders remain accountable to the people, and people's welfare and care, especially for the people, especially for the poor, become paramount and high priorities. Now, unfortunately, the opposite is the case in our situation. Now, to further illustrate that we are not truly democratic and have only produced the vices enumerated above, we are now ranked as follows. In the measurement of democracy, we have a democracy index score of 4.23, which ranks as low on the global democracy index. Now, in the corruption perception index, we are ranked at 145 among 180 countries measured, showing a high level of corruption in Nigeria. In the rule of law measurement, we are ranked at 120th out of 142 countries measured in the World Justice Project, that's WJP Rule of Law Index, indicating that Nigeria suffers from gross disobedience to the rule of law. Now, the 2024 World Press Freedom Index by Reporters Without Borders, that's RSF, described Nigeria as one of the West African most dangerous and difficult countries for journalists. Nigeria ranks 112th position out of 180 countries where journalists are regularly monitored, attacked, and arbitrarily arrested. We are ranked at 109th position out of 125 countries measured on the Global Hunger Index. Let us therefore use the commemoration of June 12 as an occasion to return to truly democratic nation. We achieved that feat on June 12, 1993 by collectively voting for democracy in Nigeria. We must stand in defense of Nigerian democracy today. My colleague is in the house. Is it a year or a nay, like our senators will say?
And I was expecting this. Don't forget that when the issue of the elections were totally over, that after going to court and all of that, Peter Obi came out and told Nigeria was going to start doing the work of a true opposition. And I would say that in Nigeria, interestingly, we have many presidents. And that's why when things happen, the real president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will speak up and then call him social media president. You're not an obedient president. He will have to speak. Atiku also is an opposition president. He will speak. Then so already the street president will also speak. So we have a lot of president in Nigeria. But be that as it may, I wasn't expecting anything different from him, because while Bola Ahmed Tinubu is recounting the goodies of his administration, which you need glasses for you to see it very well. Peter Obi will have to tell you the ills of the ills of his administration, which is very glaring to the eyes of a common man. Sometimes I just wish if the president will have one-on-one interaction on the social media. Forget about your aides and all of that. They won't tell you the things that really matter. You know, if you go through when the president finished talking, I went through some of the responses of Nigerians. I noticed something that everybody will like. Ogami is a president. All these stories doesn't really count. Whether you have increased the salaries of workers, reduce the fuel prices and also foodstuff, because that's what really matters to Nigerians. Insecurity is biting hard. Now, Big Peter Obi has been able to call up all of those data to present it to him. If he cares to look at it, he will know that this thing is true. The big question is, how are you going to walk around this whole thing? Now, first of all, when this guy came on board, trying to not really digress, Wiki came on board as the FCT minister. There were a lot of things that were hanging. Right now, you can see Abuja citizens are even the one that said this one has been done. This whole road was so terrible. One guy said my wife was pregnant, to pass through this particular road to the hospital was very difficult for me. But right now, it's just a 10 minutes drive from my house down to the hospital. Now, this is what the president should be eager to also see in his administration, especially when it comes to the economics. It shouldn't be something that the people at the round table will be the one talking about it. It should be something everybody should be talking about, such that the opposition themselves will not even have something to bring out. Even if they bring it out, Nigerians will say, well, give him time, he's going to fix it. Somebody said that the president does not have presidential experience, that Nigerians should give him time. I think maybe that's what will happen. But however, some of the things that have been listed by Peter Obi is clear cut. The president needs to work assiduously to ensure that, if not totally eradicating these things or trying to lift Nigeria up the ladder, we at least make reasonable improvement, at least 70% by the next 1 year. That's what I have to just say now.
Well, that means you're standing very strongly with Peter Obi on this matter.
Yes.
That's nice. But then again, what are you going to say concerning this issue of Guinness leaving our borders, leaving our country after 75 years?
It should trigger concern.
It is triggering concern.
And not just the people, because the people can't do anything, you understand? But it should trigger concern on the part of the government. You see, the future of Nigeria, I would say, is very bleak. Bleak in the sense that the president seems not to understand what is going on. His economic team, they don't understand what is going on. Number one, as we are talking now, when Nigerians came up and said that more 3 banks are going to go down, everywhere there was a big lie. Problem is now, Polaris is down, Unity is down, Heritage is down, which other bank? Wema is down. Now, if all these companies are down, don't forget that all of these companies or banks, they hosted a reasonable number of Nigerians, whom a lot of people are depending on. They have employed a lot of people.
But I don't think they're down. I think they are still working on their licensing.
They say they've taken their license from them.
Oh.
So which means whether we like it or yes, the workforce will reduce. Even if there's going to be skeletal work, their workforce is going to reduce a great deal.
Which means our unemployment market is going to increase.
It's surging. Now, Microsoft, this same week, Microsoft said they're quitting. They're moving to Kenya. These guys, Guinness, are also out now. And we already know how much
workforce
Guinness, how much workforce they have in Nigeria. Greater number of Nigerians have been employed by these people. So the big question is, what is the economic team doing?
What policy is it that's chasing
these people? That's what the president should dig into.
The little we have, we are encouraging foreign investors to come in. But the one we have, we are losing them. I think they should look at the policies, because it's not going to get better except they begin to change a lot on this matter. But then again, we could go on and on. That's good to wrap it up. Nigerians are talking. People are worried. It's in the democracy day.
It's something worth worrying about.
But then again,
need to be reflection.
Cheap. Talk is cheap. We need to start seeing action. There's hunger in the land. I can't say. It's not a matter of trying to tell DSS to tell people not to protest. When there is hunger, you can't take it away. Look at the indexes; they speak for themselves.
I'm telling you,
propaganda.
Yeah, of course.
The indexes speak for themselves. You may not like Peter Obi, but please take the message.
Exactly.
Let's go wrap it up. Let's meet in our conversation.
Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze.